Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, Slow with the Heart and I. That means I love you. If you're new here, hey girl, hey. If you're returning, hey girl, what's good? In today's video, this is the beginning of a new series called Makeup Therapy. I know, there's nothing new about makeup therapy, but in this series, we are just gonna be glamming up and chit-chatting, having a therapy session. Me and you, we're having a therapy session. And today, I just really want to talk with my mom. So today, the first topic will be I think I don't want to just say letting go because it's not what I wanted to talk about, like in that sense, but I think holding on for too long, you know. I recently got out of a relationship. Where this girl starts with some jolo problems. But no, it's not. It's been a long time coming, and I think that's why I wanted to talk. I just wanted to debrief. I wanted to, what can I say, um think out loud about this whole situation and basically just have a therapy session regarding the situation. So I was in a relationship for quite a few years, and it was on and off. It was just it was one of those relationships where it's like, what are you guys doing? Like, what's this, right? So I recently got out of it, like full now. Like I feel like I'm fully out of it, because it has been a transition. It didn't take, I didn't just say I'm out. I think it mentally, I'm just at I've reached my limit. Right? I've reached I'm looking for this damn mirror. Wait, here's the mirror. So I feel like I've reached my limit, and there's just nothing left, and it's been gone for quite a while. So, and I knew that it was not working out. I think I knew at the beginning, honestly, because we were just too different, and sometimes opposites do attract, but there are just certain things that they just make more sense when they're compatible, and we were just too different. He's not a bad person. He's genuinely not a bad person, but I just think we're not the right fit for each other. And it took me how many years to realize that? I knew from the get go, but when you constantly trying to change a situation to work in your favor, because this person is not necessarily a bad person. You could see yourself building a life with them. They're not horrible, right? They're not horrible, but they're just not a good fit. So it becomes frustrating at a certain point. And I got mad at myself because I'm like, why did I let myself get into the situation for this long? Right? I knew back then that, what, this is not gonna go anywhere, just because we're just too different. We don't have the same outlook on life, and we don't want the same things, which is okay. I think sometimes you just need to be honest that we're just not a good fit, and it's okay. Just keep it moving. So, yeah, it just got to a point where it was frustrating. So now I'm thinking, the reason I stayed for that long is because I just didn't want to fail at something else. When you feel like a failure, and then now this is also something else you failed at you know your career. This is how I feel. Okay, we're being honest here. This is how I feel. This is a therapy session, and this is how I feel. Don't judge. Let's just be honest with each other. So this is how I felt. I felt like I was just too, I kept getting L's, and you keep getting all these L's, and then now you're gonna add this L. Ah, come on, girl. Like, at least hold on to something, you know? At least look like you're trying. Because at this point, it looks like you're not even trying at this life thing, you know? If there's one thing I've realized in that whole situation is that I'm very. I mean, I don't want to say that I was scared of failure because I was just scared of being judged for it, you know? And if there's one thing we, especially African people, I don't know about other, people, but we will judge you on your relationships, you know? So I felt like, okay, I failed at so many other things. I failed in business. I failed in completing varsity. I failed in so many other things. I just didn't want to have this other L to also now carry. Like, now I fail at relationships. Like, what am I good at this point? So I just held on, and it was frustrating both of us, you know? It was frustrating both of us because I felt like also our communication was just bad. We were not good at communication. And it's because we both have a very avoidant personality. Like, so things would build up. Like, it was constantly a build up thing. We would not have little arguments, you know. Little arguments were not our thing. We would have like big arguments after, on little things, because we just avoidant, you know. We just let things sit in the corner. Like, we like, okay, we're not gonna talk about this. We're not gonna approach it because I by nature am very non-confrontational. So obviously, if you're gonna have two people who are non-confrontational, that's a mess. That is a mess because no one communicates. No one communicates. No one says anything, and it's just a mess. And I remember there were times where I was suggesting therapy because I was like, okay, I would really, really like this to work. And I feel like let's just try therapy at least. Let's just try something, you know? Like, let's just try something. And for that, it was just like, yeah, no, it's not, I mean, African men in therapy. Girl, like, are you serious? So I was like, you see, also that is an indication that we're not compatible, because I want someone who would want to do therapy with me, who would want to actually do things with me. And so, yeah, I mean, I realized that no, it's me. And, when you say that, most of the time people are thinking that you are, indirectly blaming the other person. But in this case, no, it was really me. It was really me, because there was no way I was supposed to be in that situation to even begin with. So already working on, already the foundation is slippery. It's a slippery slope to begin with. So then I just stayed. And it was happening during a time in my life where honestly I was just like, you know what, it is what it is. Like, as long as I'm not alone, it's okay. And that's not a correct way to get into a relationship. Like, you don't get into a relationship because you are afraid to be alone. Because you will be alone in that relationship, my dear, because it happens, you can't. There are certain levels, and I'm realizing now that there are just certain things that you can't avoid, you know, and you can't ask other people to feel. It's not other people's problems to feel, it's your own, and you need to deal with it. You can't. What can I say? You can't look for things to fill those holes. You can't look for things to fill. So now you are stuck in this situation where it's like you are constantly trying to, you know, have this person fill this gap, and they can't fill it because they're not meant to fill it, you know. You are not meant to um require certain things from certain people. You can't give what you don't have, you know. So then it was just frustrating for the longest time because I was like, I really love this guy. I can't even say I don't love him or I didn't love him, but it's just not working. And like, it's just not working because we're just two different people and we want different things out of life, and we are striving for different things, and we have different morals, different principles. And you know, it's okay. And I think when it began, one of the main things I was like, you know, that kept me going in the relationship was like, no, opposites attract, you know, you don't have to be the same. But then I'm like, you don't have to be too different either, you know, you don't have to be too different either. I think when you are open to learning new things, then opposites attract. But when you are just like, you know, opposite attracts full stop, and like I'm not trying to meet you halfway in anything, then that's a recipe for disaster. So the reason I got into to the relationship to begin with was a bad reason. You know, I was in no way ready for a relationship. If we're going to be totally honest, there was just no way. What? I was not ready for a relationship. And come on, everyone and their mama is in a relationship. Everyone and their mama is too busy. You know, everyone is just figuring life out. You are grieving. First of all, girl, you forgot that part. You are grieving and you just need someone to fill the void, you know? And you were in your previous relationship was also just, that one needs like a whole series on its own, honestly. But also, it was just the other thing that I was not even supposed to be in. Like, I just so happened to be there, you know? And, oh, why does this makeup look so... I look ghosty. Okay, so what I'm trying to say is I realized the pattern, and I've realized this recently when I now am on this glow up journey, and you know, on this journey to rediscover myself. I realized that I'm not affirmative enough. I'm like an okay type of girl, you know? And it's not a good trait to have in life for a lot of reasons, because if I was decisive enough, I knew when I was getting in those situations that these situations are not for me. This is not what I want to live. Like, this is not the life I want to live. And I got into them anyway because I just didn't want to say no, you know? I just didn't want to say no. So it was not a strong yes. It was just a okay, you know? I don't want to be lonely. I don't want to, you know, I don't want to think too much. I don't want to have this whole thing of now I'm also like, now they have to worry about me again because now I'm single. I like, you know, I just didn't want to have to be a burden. So then I got myself into a relationship, and it was just I would look back now and actually think of how many times was I actually happy, like really really happy, like, you know, when you're like happy in a relationship, like, oh my god, I don't think I've ever been that type in a relationship. I'm a late bloomer. I've only ever had like two actual relationships, yeah, at my big age. But you know, I mean, I didn't say I've only had, you know, with two people, but I've only had actual relationships with two people. Those are the only people I count as my exes. So it got to a point where I was like, okay, now I don't want to be here, but also I don't want to be alone. And everyone is getting married, and when you're not married, you look like there's something wrong with you, right? Like people will think there's something wrong with you. So now let me try and make this work, because he's a good guy. He's not bad at all, but yeah. So let's just try and make this work. That's the general consensus of how I got in it. It was not. So the thing is, with having that type of mentality, when you get into anything, is that it will come back to bite you in the bum. It will come back to bite you. And did it not bite me? Did it not bite me? Like it bit me to a point where I was like, Jesus, what is this? Oh, Chai. Baptism of fire. Baptism of fire. And yeah. So I think, what was I saying? I think I'm not very decisive, and I have a people pleaser thing. So now I wanted to please him. So I stayed, and even though I knew that this is not working and I have to leave, when I left, when I took my bags, it was just, I crashed a wall, and I genuinely couldn't do anything else. There was nothing left to give. I felt like there's nothing left to give. But did I delete him? No. I actually I can't find anything. You see this talking and working thing. I didn't delete him off the bat. I mean, even now he's not like deleted. But I kept him around because I felt like, okay, maybe I'm being too dramatic, because once because I'm afraid of making decisions, I always think that I make rash decisions. I feel like I don't think hard enough, and that's why I got into the mess in the first place, because I wasn't thinking when it happened. And when I look back at it, is because once you get to that stage in life where you feel like you are bad at making decisions, you will continuously doubt yourself even when you're making right ones. Like, even now, I'm doubting myself that, was this, did I really have to relocate? Did I really have to take this decision of moving, you know, and like taking my life and going? Did it really have to get to that point? And it did. And because of all the messes that I've made, this was a difficult decision, but it felt like it was the first decision I've made in years, like that I actively made, where I was like, you know what, I'm making this decision, I'm done with this relationship. There's just before we hurt each other to the point of no recovery, we just need to end it. And I didn't tell him. I didn't tell him. I just said, no, I'm going home, I'm relocating. um I'm not, I need to breathe, which is true. It's not a lie. But I just knew that there and then that I'm not gonna come back here. But I was like, nah, I just have to go, re so I think now, moving forward, because I don't want to make this about someone else. This is not about someone else. This is about me and my issues. Moving forward, I think I really want to learn how to communicate better. Um, and I just want to make it about me. Learn how to communicate better, express myself better. Whether it's, doing what I like to do, or in anything. Oh, this is too bright. Um, I think that's what I want to do now. I just want to learn how to express myself better, because if I had expressed myself better, then I think a lot of things in my life would have been different. This is not even only about the relationship, it's just in general. I think I would have felt better a long time ago. I would have, you know, avoided certain situations, a long time ago, there wouldn't have been build up. I wouldn't have felt like I am not I'm failing at everything, because sometimes it's not even sometimes it just takes a conversation, you know. Sometimes you just literally just have to confront an issue before it escalates and becomes a bigger issue. Now now nobody knows what to do. Now it's just too much. So yeah, and I think the next person I date, I still believe in love, you know. I can't even say that when I look this bright. Like, but I think the next person I date, I really would like to meet my match, you know? Meet someone who's actually compatible. Because even, as I said, even with my ex before this one, the person was not, he was a friend, and we're friends, we grew up same neighborhood and stuff. So he was not necessarily someone I would date. It was just to fill a void again. You know, I'm sorry to poor people's kids, guys. Like, you guys were just caught in the crossfire. I am so sorry about that. And yeah. So, and also, I think I want to fill my cup now. Now I feel like I genuinely just want to fill my cup before I step into any other relationship, you know. I wanna learn me again, learn the things that I like, what I actually want out of life, because I think that has also changed, you know. What I wanted at 21 is not what I want at 31. You know, it's not what I want now. And I just have to figure out what is it that this next stage in my life requires out of me, and what I'm willing to give. I think the other thing right now in my life, I am really being selfish. I don't want to give more than I receive. Actually, I just don't, I don't feel like giving even, because I am just at a, you know, I'm rebuilding, and rebuilding requires energy, and I just don't feel like I have that energy to give anyone else at this current moment. And you know, making this decision of actually now finally telling him that I am done and we're not gonna redo it, it hurt, because you know, you get used to someone, whether or not you are compatible, whether or not you are in love or whatever, you get used to them. You know, you get used to doing things together, and uh, you get used to sleeping next to them and all those things. You know, and even if someone convinces you that you made a right decision, or even if you convince yourself you made a right decision, you kind of are bummed. That is bound to happen. You are bummed because you lost someone, you know. And I think mostly I miss the friendship, you know. He was my friend. I mean, you can't be with someone and not, you know, get attached. It's not possible. So for this next phase, I think I just want to focus on me. You know, I don't want to work on something that just it's just not working, and it's hard. It's hard work. I'm trying to fix my life, so I can't be fixing my life and my relationship at the same time. You know, one will just have to wait. And I made the decision that this time I'm choosing me. This time I'm not with the wait anymore. I'm not waiting on me, you know. I'm not waiting on me. I am the main character now. So I'm gonna, you know, wear my big girl panties and get this show on the road, you know. And see where putting myself first actually takes me, you know. see what this journey has for me. And so far so good, you know. I will say, I will say that when you are trying to figure life out, it really, when you're trying to rebuild, you will just have to make some hard decisions along the way, and some decisions will be easier than others. Some will just be impossible to make. You're just gonna have to leave it to God and pray that you will get to a right decision. And yes, some decisions you're just gonna have to make, and you know there'll be bad decisions, and they're yours to make. I think I am okay with making bad decisions now. I'm okay with making a decision, you know? I was not okay with it for a very long time, and it got me, as I said, in situations where I felt like I shouldn't be here. And if I had listened to my instincts, if I had listened to my heart, I wouldn't be here. But because now I am an empath, I always see the good in other people. I feel like I can't leave. I feel like, oh my God, if I leave this person, what if they won't meet someone else? What if I won't meet someone else? What if this is it? Oh my God. And it's never it. It really is never it. And telling myself that is what finally got me out. Like, or it's never just it, you know. You might walk away from this and meet the love of your life. Or you might walk out of this and meet a worse man. It happens, you know. And I think when you start to let go of this is what this topic was about to begin with. When you start to let go of expectations, you know, what you expect your decisions to, like, you make a decision and let it fall where it may, you know. Don't try and control the outcome of your decision. You know, you might make a decision and say that I am gonna pursue this career, or I'm gonna marry this man because of one, two, three reasons. The reasons may be good, but you might enter and realize that, nah, you know, this career is not for me. Or actually, I don't like what I said I liked about this person because of this and this reason. It happens. And you need to be okay with the decisions you make. You know, you need to know that just because you made it, it doesn't necessarily mean the outcome will be what you expected. The probabilities, yes, probability wise, you might get what you had wanted when you made the decision, but you have to know that it might not go the way you expected. It might not go anyway, you know, or it might change your life. You know, it could be literally either or. And I think I lived uh trying to control the outcome for the longest time, because if I didn't try and control the outcome so much, then I would have been at a different place in my life, because then I would have made more precise decisions. I would have decided on certain things faster and keep it moving, you know. I think destiny favors speed. You need to be quick in your decisions. Like, if something happens and you see that this train is not going where I'm going, get off at the very next stop. Don't wait 5 years to get. Don't wait 5 years to get out, you know? Because, I mean, oh my God, I can't believe it. Like, it's it's something else. But yeah, man. So I let this bake for a little bit, and then I'm gonna dust it off. I didn't do eyeshadows today because I just did my eyelashes. I don't want to dirty them, okay? I don't want to dirty them. So this will be a no shadow look. This will be a no shadow look. So anyway, have you ever made a decision too late? Have you ever stuck in a situation where you realized upon entry that this is not for you, but you stuck it out anyway because you were too afraid to decide otherwise, too afraid to, change your mind? Has that ever happened to you, and how did you deal with it? I'm curious to know how you dealt with it. Okay, that is it for today's video, guys. Please let me know what you think in the comment section, and yeah, see you again tomorrow in this new series of beauty therapy, 21 days of beauty therapy. So yeah, that is it, and bye. Don't forget to look at the heart and eye, and that means I love you.